The Advocate Institute hosted a public discussion on the Millennium Challenge Cooperation Compact yesterday.
MCC is a fully government, USA government-owned entity, yeah?
A U.S. government agency?
Yeah.
Is that the question?
100%?
Yes, it's funded with U.S. taxpayer dollars.
Right. So my point is, if there is no any strings attached, so this is just America being Santa Claus for us, is it?
Okay, I've seen this in the media. No, we're not being Santa Claus. The U.S. Gives about 2.2%, just under 0.2% of its GDP in the form of overseas development assistance every year. We've been doing this for decades now. If you look at European countries or other highly developed economies, they actually give quite a bit more foreign assistance than we do, so we have a lot of room for improvement. That's not to say that we don't have interests here as well. And one of the questions I get most frequently is, what's in it for the U.S.? There's no such thing as a free lunch. And there I would just say that, of course, we have interests in Sri Lanka. We are your biggest trading partner. We have a huge trade deficit with you. We want to protect our supply chains. We want to look for commercial investment opportunities here for U.S. companies. I think that's quite normal with our bilateral partnership.
We are glad that the MCC Country Director has admitted that there are indeed no free lunches, citing U.S. interests in Sri Lanka. The question is, why the sudden interest? Why has the U.S. gone from paltry levels of aid in the past to an exponential increase that nobody in their right mind can make sense of? In fact, one of the first things the Trump administration did when he came into power was to take out U.S. aid and reduce aid to Sri Lanka. Why then such a massive change of heart to go from less than $40 million in aid to nearly $500 million? There are no free lunches indeed. The 2.2% the U.S. gives out in aid across the world must be taken in the context of U.S. behavior in the past, going all the way back to the removal of Prime Minister Mossadegh of Iran in the 50s in what is often cited as a CIA and MI5 supported coup, to regime changes throughout the decades, and even Venezuela today. A nation and its people can be justified in being weary of U.S. help. More so when it comes wrapped up together with SOFA and AXA. If the U.S. sees Sri Lanka as a key ally in securing its interests, then invest in Sri Lanka. If they really want to give us aid, then help us pay off our massive debt. Don't force $500 million down our throats and expect this nation to placidly accept it. Sri Lanka may be a small nation. Our economy does not compare to that of the US in any way. But we are a civilization that has ultimately survived countless invasions and occupations. We have existed as an independent nation despite being just a few kilometers away from one of the largest and most populous nations on earth. This should signal a clear message to nations that think we are for sale. Perhaps our politicians are, but our people are most certainly not.